Each week, you can find valuable information about your upcoming opponent.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw at the outset, here's Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at this defense. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. He may go. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 9. Hurts sets up to throw it. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he'll go down at the 28. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Here's Pacheco once again. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. They go play action with Hurts. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Got a man on the right sideline. It's McLaughlin. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. On the sneak, it's Hurts. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Play action. Here's Hurts. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and as a result, possession switches hands. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now an option play on 2nd down. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing is Milton. That's out to Chubb, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the run.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. So here's a 3rd and 14. Here's Hurts to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Short throw caught by Bowers. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They run it again with Chubb. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. When you look at this defense, well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There have been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, it's Milton. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And Brandon, how many times have we talked with these rookies out there, and then we finally hear from them that the game slowed down and they're able to handle things? Not so far for this rookie, because right now, back-to-back drives, they picked him off. Not college football anymore. He's got to find a way to handle what these defenses throw at him.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Pacheco gets it again on second down. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the... They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Hey, Silver.
Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. Second down, here's Chubb again. Trucks over him. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Milton. And it's caught. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts His second touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Seven 0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
This offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Throwing is Hurts. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts under a heavy rush, and down he goes. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Chubb on the read option. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Here's Chubb on the read option. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. We'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Here's Chubb on the read option. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Milton. Over the middle, complete. That's Coleman. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back.
There he goes, right side. Down the right sideline. Touchdown! Josh Palmer, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
This is caught inside the 15. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Devontae Smith, 51 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together.
It's caught inside the 25, and he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 75 yards. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Prater on to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now Milton. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. Here's Milton now to throw. That's taken in by Watson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Milton. Touchdown! Christian Watson in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. Nick Chubb, touchdown. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. From the gun, it's Hurts. That is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they...
And now the rookie's free. Look at the big fella go. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Brock Bowers, 78 yards. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Prater for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They run again on first down. Chubb pushes him over. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
233 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Here's Chubb on the read option. And bulldozing his way through. They can't tackle him. And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
Now Chubb running right. And they'll get him down right around the 16.
Matt Milano, an all-pro last year, in on the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
And now an audible here into something else.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. keeping it himself from 7 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on second and less than a yard.
Here's Milton.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he is going to lose yardage here. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. And this is going to be intercepted. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive? And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Milton. Oh, fires this one downfield for Chubb. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Operating from the gun, Milton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Chubb on the read option. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Chubb, but he'll pitch this on the reverse here. And that is going to work out just fine. The defense caught leaning the other way. The reverse works for good yardage and a 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
They give to Chubb out of the gun. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 10 more there and another 1st down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Nick Chubb taking it in from 14 yards out. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his... And it's caught. Touchdown.
Brock Bowers.
A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
Extra point good by Prater, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Back to throw. Milton.
That one caught downfield by Watson. Now inside the 25. Christian Watson.
And all the way in for the touch.